Konnichiwa friends, my name is Asman Samasi and today we are going to see machine learning project which is part of diploma level project in IIT Madras. So basically the whole goal of this project is to help you work in real project under ML task. Okay, until now in MLP or the MLP you have been using raw data which have already been cleaned and ready for the training, but in this project you are going to learn to do an ML task for an real world messy data. Okay, and the vision of the project and the vision of this project is to help you work in real messy data and to predict real case deployment. Okay, so it's not like MLP practice sessions or the Kaggle assignment. Okay, here you will be using a real data. So the project timeline. Okay, so as you know, this MLP project is 2 months project where we first start with registration for the project, then we start our Kaggle submissions, and basically we have to pass the cutoff for the course. Okay, then after passing the cutoff we prepare the documents and get ready for the Viva. There will be level 1 Viva and the level 2 Viva. Okay, and for passing the course you basically need to pass the threshold. Project report submission is maybe or may not be mandatory, it depends on the term, and you need to submit at least 2 milestone, and fourth is that you must pass Viva 1, and fifth is that you must don't do any malpractice. Okay, so like if you done all 5 here you are considered pass for the project. Okay, so first is that how you need to register for the project. Okay, so you will be given in your particular grading documents the competition for the link. Okay, for the January to 2026 we don't have the link here, but for our September 2025 here it will be given, and link you just have to click that link and register for the competition. Okay, so like since I already registered, it's showing a late submission. Okay, and then after the submission, okay, you need to create a notebook. So going to the code, and here you will be creating a notebook with the defined name. Okay, so like here it is saying first your roll number, then slash notebook, then T1 2026. Okay, this should be your notebook name. Okay, so once the name is propagated successfully, your Kaggle registration is done. Okay, then you have to submit a dummy submission for our case. Okay, so like I here this submission file exists, so I just read the submission file and submit directly. Okay, sub.2csv submission, once again submission.csv index equals to false. Okay, so once is done, you could submit to the competition directly, submit it from here, and then after that you will see a latest score and your base score for this notebook. Okay, if this one is coming, then you could say your registration was successful under the Kaggle. Okay, then the next and final thing, although not mandatory for each term, but you need to create an GitHub and connect your notebook with it. Okay, so I will go to the GitHub /new here, and I will create a new repository with the same name. Okay, same name. Then I create my repository, then I copy this link, and in here in file I link to GitHub. Here I will paste this repository. I think the changes haven't been propagated yet. Yes, it had come. Then I create a new file name notebook. Okay, and I will save it, then I will push it. Okay, so after connecting it from here, you could see your notebook, and so your portfolio inside the GitHub will be ready. Okay, so and here also this score came, and after this submission was successful, you could then see your name in the leaderboard here. Okay, here, so since it is done, you could say that your whole registration is successful, and then you will be getting an submission form in the grading doc. You have to submit that. Okay, so next an important part is that each week do at least 7 submission. Okay, even the demo one is fine. Basically the Kaggle, basically the IITM instructor see whether you had submitted each week and whether your performance was gradual or not. Okay, so like if a person have copied the entire submission file, we could literally see the jump from 0 to 0.1 to 0.7 something. Okay, but here basically submission each week show your consistency. Okay, for each run also save your notebook. Okay, so once you have done some changes inside the notebook, okay, like something here or the year, you must save that submission and also push to the GitHub. Okay, this is important. So like here you could see I have submitted for the 2025 competition. Okay, and here also you need to share the access to this person. Okay, like his name is copy link address. No, IITM BSc 208. Here I will share with that access. Okay, I think the username had changed for that. P. Okay, so once you add it here, the whole registration will be complete. Okay, and also for bonus mark, you need to understand that if you have completed MLP course in this term or the one term before, you are eligible for the bonus mark. So your final mark will be equals to mark into 1.05. okay, and the max is always 100. okay, so like if you have scored like 79, final you just into it into 1.05 and you will get your final mark. okay, so although this is not very big mark, but the bonus exists in this course. okay, so there are few FAQs for there is been asking. okay, so first thing is that this is not an this project is not about how good ML model you use, but basically how you feature engineering. okay, so like as you already know that ML problem is 90% data engineering and 4% using models. okay, so in the meme you see ML engineers trying to train ML models, but this setup evaluation always binds. okay, so basically it shows that data engineering is a most important part for the any ML problem. okay, so like in real world problem we have many Nance value, we have to join multiple data sets. Like here if you will see here inside the data we have like multiple data sets. here we have to also check for duplicates value, and also we have to check important features to learn. okay, so like in short, for ML engineering the feature engineering is one of the most important part and you can skip it. okay, also why GitHub? okay, so like I will say that GitHub act as a public repository standard around the world. okay, it's also to showcase your project to your future employer or for job application. It is very much helpful. okay, then comes why the report submission. okay, this one may or may not be mandatory for a term, but a report submission shows basically what you learn, what you applied, and how you get the high performance. okay, fourth thing is that why we are doing Viva. So basically in Viva the instructor really check whether you have really done your project or not. okay, and have you really understand the problem and the project will. okay, they could also give you feedback on how to increase the score, but after the comparison end only. okay, so now comes the problem statement part. okay, so like in our 2025 September we have basically impure time series data. okay, so like if you are given something to predict for the future counts, okay, then it comes under the time series data. For this you must well understand this structure of XGBoost, the bagging and boosting techniques, and the ARIMA model and the STARS model. okay, so like there's 50% chance that in January or the upcoming term the time series data only will come, as now it is very hard to do, and in the MLP course we had already known regression and classification. So here the probability is very much less, and there is more chance that they will give you time series data only. okay, then there is 49% chance that they will keep some pure regression or classification tasks. Okay, so for here the XGBoost will be done enough. Okay, here you don't need anything extra. For what I have seen from the previous competition and competition I have done in Kaggle, the XGBoost works really well in the pure regression and classification task. There is 1% task, 1% chance is that they could show you like something extra task from here, which is I mean generally probability is less, but they could also give synthetic data generation, natural language processing type of dataset, which is less, which is more dominant, but the probability is very less. Okay, like if you will see the previous year project in our 2025 September term, we are given impure time series data where we have to predict the book theater ID for future prediction. Then in 2025 January we have pure threat forecast classification data. In 2023 January we have our e-commerce shopper behavior regression data set. Okay, so this one is previous year project. On to solving problem. So your first priority is to get past the cutoff within 1 month. Okay, so although 2 months is given, but don't let things for last minute rush. Okay, get past the cutoff within 1 month and then stay without anxiety. Okay, if you pass the cutoff well and good, you could optionally get the highest leaderboard score, or you could get back to your job or studies. Okay, but for the first month you need to get past the cutoff score, and if you can do so, don't worry, you could continue to get past the threshold. Okay, second priority is that you must submit the first 2 milestones. Okay, there will be five milestone during the submission, and you have to submit at least 2 milestone here. Okay, and so your number 2 priority will be to submit the milestone 1 and the milestone 2. The reason is very simple. First is that since there are first 2 milestone, there it is very easy, and second thing that you will be better be calm and non-anxious later. Okay, like what I'm trying to say is that don't let things for last minute rush. Third priority is that do the Viva very well, prepare for the Viva, and you must also check that you must at least have minimum 50 plus runs. You shouldn't use any AI, and you must use markdowns for help. Okay, in the code. Now going to on how to get the highest score possible. Okay, so this one is very much easy for model building part. Okay, for feature engineering part it's an extra world. For the model building part, XGBoost always help. Okay, be it time series, the normal classification or the regression problem. Okay, XGBoost always work like in miracle. Okay, then if the XGBoost not work well, you could use light GBM or the random forest. Okay, even after this thing, if the score is not going well, you could ensemble the 3 models together. Okay, for if the problem is pure time series, then you should use ARIMA or the stats model here. Okay, for like if still score didn't improve, you should use other boosting models like you could use. Then comes the hyperparameter tuning, where basically you tune some hyperparameters inside the model to get high score. Okay, remember that this doesn't work like magic. Okay, so for example, if you are scoring 0.3, it can miracle take you to 0.7 or even 0.5. Okay, the hyperparameter tuning only do when you need just small portion to get past any particular score. Okay, it doesn't work like magic. So like if you are getting 0.3, then it could take you to 0.35 or the at most 0.4. Okay, plus 10 or minus 10 score, but never it work in miracle ways. Also, for like if you're still not getting high score, then you must remember that the competition is all about feature engineering. Okay, like even a child could give the dataset to ChatGPT and ask to make a model and get the prediction, but believe me, what separates from ML baby from the expert is that machine learning expert are very hardcore in feature engineering. Okay, using models comes second, but feature engineering is what get us the highest score possible. Okay, so please remember that. There's a reason why in foundation of our BS degree you learn about statistics and mathematics. Okay, this statistics is basically used for manipulating features and getting the importance and cleaning of the data set. Okay, it is the exact reason why we learn statistics at that time. Okay, so you could use the F test and very much other statistical method to get the feature engineering right. Okay, for Viva, okay, we have two Vivas here. First is level 1 Viva and the level 2 Viva. Okay, so once you are past the cutoff by the competition end date, you will get Viva 1 registration email. Okay, in this Viva basically you have to understand the instructor examiner about your code very well. Okay, the Viva 1 will see your feature engineering part, whether you done all the feature engineering and trained 3 to 6 models, and also you take care your null values and the duplicates value. Okay, so once you pass the Viva, you are eligible for Viva 2. Okay, also you must remember that Viva 2 is not mandatory. If you have passed the Viva 1, then you could get the D and E grade. Okay, like if your leaderboard is very bad, then you will get E grade. If your leaderboard was very strong, you will get D grade. Okay, but if you fail the Viva, also remember that for passing the project, the Viva 1 is necessary to pass the course. Okay, you must remember that for Viva 2 you must understand the full MLT question. Okay, the examiner could ask question from anything from the MLT course or the statistics course. Okay, and if you pass the Viva 2 you will get S to C grade, depend upon your full marks. Okay, so with this your whole project will be complete. So that's all for today. Thanks for joining me in this introduction for MLP project, and I wish you all the best for your MLP project. Okay, thank you and bye bye.